If you wanna try me on, don't think we're together. I change like the weather. If you
Welcome into Real Talk today. I'm Sydney McIntyre, here sitting with two candidates for this year's Associated Students Government, Sarah Zarr and Jean Wilson. And tell us a little bit about why you're running and what the background name for your candidacy is.
Yeah, so we're Team Legendary, and so our party is about making the student experience more legendary. We really want to focus on the student voice and what students want, as well as be the servants of the student, as government should be.
And part of that is making the student voice legendary, as Sarah said, that the student voice is often neglected and is often misrepresented on a larger scale. So we find it very important to show the students that they can come to us with their needs and wants and the things that they need to be done on campus.
And something that's important, you guys are student advocates,
Yeah.
and of course you're students, with that being said. So what are some things that you do? What are your majors? What's a little bit of background on you taken out of the political aspect?
Yeah, I really like the word you brought up, advocates. That's kind of like the word I thought about when I decided to run, is that I really want to advocate for people and advocate for students and their dreams and what they want to do. As far as background at the university, I'm in the President's Leadership Program, and so I'm really involved with that. And so I've been a representative on the PLP Board of Directors for the students. I've been a representative for the Colorado Leadership Alliance, which is where 10 schools come together. And so I planned a conference for 300 plus students. And so the President's Leadership Program is really what got my start at the university. And I do a lot of volunteer work with them at football games, at community. And then I was co-captain of the CSU-Pueblo Winter Guard team and the Thunderwolves Marching Band Color Guard. And I actually renamed the Color Guard team to Tundra Color Guard. And so it'll be kind of something that'll always last here. And so I'm also Secretary of Enactus, Secretary of Rotaract of Pueblo, President of CSU Pueblo Students for Life, and I'm currently a Senator of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences for ASG.
Awesome, thank you.
Well, a large part about being an advocate is that you're the voice of the students, and with being the Associate Chief Justice, that's part of my job, is making sure that the students represented in their appeals boards and the things that they come with us as an issue. So an advocate is kind of what I do, and that's what I want to continue to do and actually be better at it than I am now. Because recently when I started, I was told to go poll the students and ask them questions and talk to them and get to know them. And so I got a lot of background information on the students that most other people don't actually have. And I talked to over 500 students my first time out polling. So I got to do a lot of cool things like that. And a little bit of background about me is I'm actually the vice president of the forensics team. We competed on a national level just recently, speech and debate for most people. And I'm involved with ASG as well. I'm the Associate Chief Justice, and I take part in rewriting a lot of things and editing, making sure that the student voice is represented correctly in the writing.
Awesome. Okay, so let's kind of take it back to the ASG portion of it as far as running for president and vice president. What are some goals and some aspirations that you have looking forward? Right now it's about just campaigning this week and next week, and then voting is going to come. Mm-hmm. What are some things that you can look into in the future that you want to change or you want to keep that ASG already has in play?
Yeah, currently as a senator I'm working on setting up a student emergency fund, which will be a fund for students going through crisis or hardship, and so I really want to continue that. It's going to be primarily raised through students, but I also want to get some donors and start an endowment that will always be there for the students. I really want to focus on working with other colleges around CSU Pueblo through the Student Government Coalition, and I want to focus on really getting the Wi-Fi and technology we need here, which we've already started this year, and also just giving students more options of things that they want to do, more real-life experiences, just better things on campus.
Yeah.
One thing that I noticed here on campus that students really want is more options, not just in student life activities, but like cafeteria stuff, that they should be able to use their meal plan, not just in one certain area, but in all the different areas that they interact with on a daily basis. So that, to me, that's an important thing for me. Things I'd like to keep going, I'd really like to keep this project I have going about making the judicial branch have a little bit more say in the appeals boards that the students have. We only get to sit on 2 appeals boards, whereas we should be sitting on all of them because we're student representatives. We should be allowed to say yes or no, this student deserves to be punished or deserves to be deserves to have his punishment dropped for whatever they did. And I think that's really important because we've all been in that situation where we don't have proper representation on the board, that we are, trial by your peers. If your peers aren't sitting up there, then it's just someone higher than you. So I think that's really important, is that the students get a fair shot at their appeals. As well as the things that my partner's been working on, I think all of those are very important. The emergency fund is really important because I've been in a situation where I didn't have enough money and I had nowhere to go. So if the students had this access to this kind of thing, I think that they would benefit greatly from it.
I like that.
Another thing that I'm really passionate about, because I work for student engagement and leadership, is really getting students involved on campus. So whether that be in events and different cultural things, as well as definitely student organization involvement. Most student organizations aren't as well known as they could be, and I really want to support them and get them the resources that they need, as well as just really push all the neat things that the different clubs are doing on campus.
Awesome. Well, Sarah and Jean will be out campaigning all week, along with their senators. Some of them will be tossed in, and of course, you guys are running on a separate ticket, and then the senators are running separately, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so make sure that to interact with them, ask them some more questions. I know they've covered some, but they probably have plenty more to share, and they want to know what you want, and they want to, of course, advocate for the students. And we look forward to seeing what you guys do, and we look forward to seeing the results.
Okay. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
For me, this is about purpose and not a position. I really want to focus on making ASG more collaborative and more student-oriented and more just bringing student spirit and CSU-Pueblo pride, and just making CSU-Pueblo their home, because that's really what it is for me.
Legendary isn't about us being legendary. It's about the students themselves, the passion that these students have when they come here to college. Being legendary is what we want these students to be. We want them to go on and succeed and accomplish big things, and always remember CSU-Pueblo as their home.
Hold up, girl, I like the way you talk. We can do it like you want. We can do it like you want. If you wanna try